Chosen one, what you are about to hear will shift your life forever. If you are listening to this, it is not by accident. God has led you here at this precise moment because something powerful is about to happen in your life. A divine move. A miracle you have been waiting for. God has been watching you, seeing your struggles, your sacrifices, and your unwavering faith. And now, the moment has arrived. Heaven has aligned for your breakthrough, and tonight, everything changes. The world may have told you to wait, to struggle, to suffer in silence. But listen closely, God said. Be ready tonight. Your time has come. Your name has been written in heaven's book of favor. No more delays. No more setbacks. No more wondering if your time will ever arrive. God is about to surprise you. The miracle you've been praying for is knocking at your door. Are you ready to receive it? Chosen one, what if I told you that the miracle you've been waiting for is already in motion? That even as you listen to this message, God is aligning things in the spiritual realm to bring forth a breakthrough so profound, it will leave you speechless? You have waited, prayed, cried in silence. You have endured seasons of lack, rejection, and trials that tested your faith to its very core. You have stood in the middle of storms, feeling the weight of loneliness pressing against you, wondering when will it be my time? When will the favor of God shine upon me? Let me tell you something that will stir your spirit. Your time is now. This is not a coincidence. This is not just another day. If you are hearing these words, understand that it is because heaven is speaking directly to you. God does not make mistakes. He does not allow His chosen ones to suffer without purpose, and He does not allow the righteous to be forsaken. For so long, it has felt like the world overlooked you. The people who should have supported you walked away. The opportunities that seemed close slipped through your fingers. Every time you thought you were about to step into your blessing, something came and snatched it away. You tried to remain strong, but deep inside, there were moments when you felt tired. Tired of believing, tired of hoping, tired of waiting for something to shift. But hear this. God has seen your faithfulness. He has seen every night you cried yourself to sleep, wondering if He was even listening. He has counted every tear that fell from your eyes. He has witnessed every sacrifice, every secret prayer, every act of obedience that you made, even when no one else saw it. And because of that, because of your unwavering trust in Him, He is about to move in a way that will change your life forever. There are moments in history when God's favor is poured out in ways that defy human understanding. When what should take years happens in a single moment. When those who were last are suddenly pushed to the front. When those who were forgotten are placed on display for all to see. Chosen one, you are about to step into one of those moments. God is not just answering your prayers. He is exceeding them. He is not just opening doors. He is tearing down walls. He is not just blessing you. He is making an example out of you, showing the world that those who trust in Him will never be put to shame. Think about Joseph, betrayed by his own family, thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, wrongfully accused and imprisoned. His journey was filled with pain, delays, and setbacks. But what happened when the time of God's favor arrived? In a single moment, everything changed. He went from the prison to the palace in one divine move. That is what God is about to do for you. You may feel like you are still in the pit, like you are still waiting for your release, like the promise has been delayed for too long. But let me tell you something powerful. When God decides it is your time, nothing can stop it. No human, no circumstance, no enemy can block what God is about to do. The miracle is already set in motion. The favor has already been assigned to your name. The blessings have already been released. And very soon, you will see it with your own eyes. But let me ask you, are you ready to receive it? Because when the miracle comes, it will require you to step into a new level of faith. It will require you to leave behind old mindsets, old fears, old limitations. It will require you to trust God like never before. You cannot receive a new season while clinging to the past. You cannot step into abundance while holding on to the pain of yesterday. God is calling you higher, and the question is, will you answer? This is your moment. This is the shift you have been waiting for. But what you do next will determine how you walk into it. Chosen one, do not hesitate. Do not allow fear to keep you from what is rightfully yours. Do not allow doubt to delay what heaven has already assigned to you. Because whether you are ready or not, God is about to surprise you. The miracle God is preparing for you is not small. It is not ordinary. This is something that will shake the very foundations of your life. It is something that will leave you in awe, wondering, how did this happen so fast? There are times when we expect God to work in predictable ways, but when He moves, He does so in ways that defy human understanding. This is why He tells us in His Word, "My ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts." What is coming will not just be an answer to your prayers. It will be a divine move that shifts everything. You see, God has a habit of surprising His chosen ones. Just when you think nothing is changing, just when it feels like the delay is endless, suddenly everything shifts. Think of Abraham. He was promised a son, but for years nothing happened. The waiting became unbearable. He questioned, he doubted, but he never let go of the promise. And then one day, God showed up. At an unexpected moment, when all hope seemed lost, God fulfilled His word. God has not forgotten what He promised you. He has not overlooked your faithfulness. The enemy may have whispered lies in your ear, telling you that nothing will ever change. But I am here to tell you, he is a liar. The struggles you have faced were not a sign of God's absence. They were a setup for His presence to be revealed in a powerful way. Every rejection, every closed door, every delay, it was all leading up to this moment. Because when the breakthrough comes, when the miracle happens, it will be undeniable that it was God. That is why you must stay ready. Because the surprise God has for you will not come gradually. It will come suddenly. The shift will happen overnight. One day, everything will seem the same, and the next, you will wake up to see that the very thing you have been praying for has arrived. And when it happens, the people who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge that God was with you all along. You have endured seasons where people overlooked you, underestimated you, and even mocked your faith. They said, "If God is with you, why are you struggling? If God has chosen you, why hasn't anything changed?" But those same voices will soon be silenced when they see what God is about to do. Because when God blesses His chosen ones, He does it in a way that makes the world take notice. It will be like David, forgotten in the field, overlooked by his own family. But when the time came, when God decided His moment had arrived, David was brought before the world and anointed as king. No one could stop it. No one could deny it. Chosen one, you are stepping into that same kind of moment. The calling on your life is too great for God to allow you to remain in the shadows. The anointing upon you is too powerful for you to stay hidden any longer. God is about to reveal you. He is about to elevate you. He is about to place you where you were always meant to be. But here's what you must do. Do not doubt. Do not let fear talk you out of what is coming. Do not allow negative voices to shake your faith. You have already waited this long. Do not lose your blessing now because of a moment of hesitation. Instead, stand in faith. Expect the unexpected. Believe that the impossible is possible. And know that at any moment, at any second, God could surprise you. Chosen one, the world may not see it yet, but in the spiritual realm, the shift has already begun. The miracle you have been waiting for is not in the distant future. It is already on its way to you. It has been written in heaven, and nothing can stop it. For too long, you have walked a path filled with struggle, waiting for something to change. You have carried the weight of disappointment, the burden of unanswered prayers, and the pain of wondering whether God had forgotten you. But I am here to tell you, He has not. God is a promise keeper. What He speaks, He fulfills. What He sets in motion, no power in hell can delay. And He has declared that your waiting season is over. But here's what you need to understand. When the miracle comes, it will come suddenly. One of the greatest traps the enemy sets is making you believe that your breakthrough will always be in the future, that it is something you must strive for endlessly. That is a lie. God works in the suddenly. Think about Paul and Silas in prison. They were locked away, in chains, with no way out. By human logic, their fate was sealed. But in the midnight hour, they began to worship. They lifted their voices in praise, not because their situation had changed, but because they trusted that God was still in control. And then it happened. Suddenly, the earth shook. Suddenly, the prison doors flung open. Suddenly, their chains fell off. It didn't take days. It didn't take weeks. In one moment, everything changed. That is the kind of miracle that is about to happen in your life. You may feel like you are still in chains, still trapped by circumstances, still waiting for something to break loose. But let me tell you this. You are closer than you think. The prison doors are already shaking. The chains are already loosening. And soon, you will step into the freedom and blessing that God has prepared for you. But here's the thing. You must not lose faith right before the breakthrough. Too many people give up when they are just inches away from their blessing. They allow doubt to creep in. They allow fear to convince them that nothing will change. But you are not like them. You have been chosen. You have been set apart. And because of that, you must stand firm until the very end. Do not be moved by what your eyes see. The enemy will try to convince you that nothing is happening. He will whisper, "Look, nothing is changing. The struggle is still there. The blessing isn't coming." But the devil is a liar. He sees what God is about to do, and he is terrified, because he knows that when your breakthrough comes, it will not just be for you. It will be for everyone connected to you. God's blessings do not come in small portions. When He moves, He overflows. When He blesses, He does it in a way that shakes generations. And your breakthrough will not only change your life, it will impact your family, your friends, and even people you have never met. That is why the attack on your life has been so intense. That is why the delays have felt unbearable. The enemy has been doing everything in his power to keep you from stepping into this moment, because he knows that once you do, there is no going back. But here's the good news. He has already lost. The plans of the enemy are failing as we speak. Every obstacle he placed in your way is being removed. Every door he tried to keep shut is about to burst open. Every lie he whispered is about to be exposed by the truth of God's word. And when it happens, the world will know that you are not just anybody. You are chosen. So do not waver. Do not doubt. Do not allow frustration to steal what is already yours. Instead, prepare yourself, because the miracle is closer than you think. And when it arrives, it will leave you speechless. Chosen one, there is something powerful that happens when God decides to move. It is not just a small shift. It is a complete transformation. It is the kind of blessing that leaves no room for doubt. When God steps in, He doesn't just answer one prayer. He restores, He elevates, and He makes all things new. That is what is coming for you. You may have been overlooked. You may have been mistreated. People may have walked away from you, thinking you were unworthy. But what they did not understand is that God was setting you apart for something greater. Every delay was divine. Every rejection was redirection. Every closed door was a setup for the open heaven that is about to pour into your life. It is easy to feel discouraged when you don't see movement. When days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into years, you begin to wonder if God is really going to come through. But let me remind you of something. God is never late. His timing is perfect. And when He moves, it happens so fast that you won't even have time to process it. Look at Job. He lost everything. His wealth, his health, his family, gone in an instant. He sat in the ashes, wondering why his suffering had to be so severe. He had moments of deep pain, but he never cursed God. He held on to faith, even when it seemed like there was no reason to believe. And then suddenly, God restored him. But listen carefully. God didn't just give him back what he lost. He doubled it. That is the kind of restoration that is coming for you. This is not just about getting back what was lost. This is about a level of blessing you have never experienced before. The miracle that is about to take place in your life is not just about fixing what was broken. It is about elevating you to a place you never imagined you could reach. There are things that have been withheld from you for years. Blessings that should have come sooner. Breakthroughs that seem to be trapped in delay. But God is saying, the wait is over. The financial breakthrough, it's coming. The healing, it's already on the way. The restoration of your relationships, prepare for it. The purpose you've been seeking, you're about to step into it. God has been waiting for the perfect moment, and chosen one, that moment is now. When God moves, it is undeniable. It is public. He does not bless in secret. He prepares a table for you in the presence of your enemies. The same people who doubted you, who laughed at your struggles, who said you would never make it. They will have no choice but to watch as God lifts you up. They will wonder how you went from struggling to thriving so quickly. They will question how the person they once ignored is now walking in divine favor. But the answer will be simple. It was God. And here is the truth. God is not just blessing you for your sake. He is blessing you so that others may believe. Your testimony will not just be a personal victory. It will be a declaration of God's power. Your breakthrough will become proof that those who trust in the Lord will never be put to shame. Think about the blind man in the Bible. He was healed by Jesus, and immediately people began to question him. They asked, "How did this happen?" And his answer was simple. "All I know is that I was blind, but now I see." That will be your story. People will ask, "How did you get out of that situation? How did your life change so fast? And your answer will be just as simple. All I know is that it was God. Your days of struggling in silence are over. Your time of being overlooked is finished. God is stepping in. And when He does, everyone will know it. Chosen one, what God is about to do in your life will not only change your circumstances, it will change you. The miracle that is coming is not just about receiving a blessing, but about stepping into a completely new version of yourself. The waiting, the struggles, the silent battles you have faced, they have all been preparing you for what is coming. You see, before God releases a great blessing, He always prepares the vessel to receive it. If you had received this miracle too soon, you might not have been ready to handle it. The delays were not denials. They were divine training. You have been shaped in the fire of affliction so that when your breakthrough comes, you will not just celebrate it, but you will steward it well. Look at Joseph. He had a dream of greatness, a vision from God that he would one day rule. But before he could step into that promise, he had to go through years of trials, betrayal by his own brothers, slavery, false accusations, and imprisonment. Every step of the journey seemed to take him further from the dream. But then, suddenly, in a single moment, everything changed. Pharaoh called for him, and in one day, Joseph went from the prison to the palace. That is the kind of transformation that is coming for you. The miracle that God is preparing will not just lift you up. It will place you in a position of influence. It will elevate you to a level where you are not just blessed, but you become a blessing to others. Because you see, this breakthrough is not just about you. God is raising you up so that others will see His power through you. Your testimony will bring hope to the hopeless. Your success will be a reminder that God still moves. Your restoration will be proof that nothing is impossible for Him. That is why you had to go through everything you did. The people who betrayed you, the friends who abandoned you, the doors that closed in your face. It was all necessary. Because now, when God blesses you, there will be no doubt that it was His doing. No one will be able to take credit for what is about to happen in your life. And listen closely. When this blessing comes, it will not be small. God does not do things halfway. When He restores completely. When He blesses, He does so abundantly. He is about to overwhelm you with His goodness. The financial breakthrough you have been waiting for, it is coming in a way that will surprise you. The healing you have been praying for, God is already working on it. The opportunities you thought were lost, they are being prepared for you even now. You may feel like you are still in the waiting season, but let me tell you, you are at the edge of your breakthrough. Do not allow doubt to creep in now. Do not let fear convince you that nothing is happening, because in the unseen realm, things are shifting in your favor. Heaven has already made the decision. Your name has already been spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. Your blessings have already been assigned to you. And very soon, what was spoken in the Spirit will manifest in the physical. Chosen one, do you feel it? The stirring in your spirit? The sense that something is about to happen? That is not your imagination. That is the Holy Spirit confirming what you already know deep down. The miracle is near. The breakthrough is moments away. And when it happens, it will be greater than you ever imagined. Get ready, because God is about to surprise you. You are not just approaching your miracle. You are standing in the moment right before it happens. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The heavens have opened. The wait is over. Now is not the time to hesitate. Now is not the time to let doubt creep in. Now is the time to step boldly into what God has prepared for you. When the Israelites stood at the edge of the Red Sea, they had a choice. They could look at the water before them and fear, or they could trust that God was about to do the impossible. Some doubted. Some wondered if they had been led to a dead end. But then God moved. The waters parted. A way was made where there had been no way, and they walked into their breakthrough. Chosen one, this is your Red Sea moment. What once seemed impossible is about to become your reality. What was blocking you is about to be removed. What you thought was a delay was actually God's perfect timing leading you to this very point. But here's the truth. You must be ready, because when God moves, He moves suddenly. The opportunity will come fast. The door will swing open without warning, and you must be prepared to walk through it without hesitation. So, what must you do? You must shift your mindset from waiting to receiving. You are no longer praying for something that is far away. You are standing in the moment before it happens. Speak with confidence. Act as if the blessing is already yours, because in the Spirit it is already done. You must stay in expectation. Do not let doubt steal what is yours. The enemy would love for you to waver in this moment. He would love for you to become discouraged, to question whether this is really your time. But let me tell you, it is. Do not be like the 5 foolish virgins in the parable Jesus told. They knew the bridegroom was coming, but they were not prepared. They did not bring enough oil for their lamps, and when the moment came, they missed it. Do not miss your moment. God is calling you to position yourself for what is coming. Pray like someone who knows the answer is already here. Walk like someone who knows they are about to step into their destiny, because in the next few days, weeks, or even hours, God is about to surprise you. And when it happens, do not forget to give Him the glory. Do not keep silent about your testimony. When people ask, "How did this happen?" tell them, "It was God." Chosen one, take a deep breath. Feel the presence of God around you. This is your moment. The waiting season has passed. The struggles, the delays, the disappointments, they were only preparing you for what is about to come. God has not brought you this far to leave you. He has not forgotten the prayers you prayed in secret. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt you overcame, it was never in vain. The time you spent in the valley was not wasted. It was shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the elevation that is coming. You are stepping into a new season. A season of answered prayers, of divine favor, of blessings so overwhelming that they will not just change your life, but the lives of those around you. This is not just a breakthrough. It is a transformation. Remember this. God does not do small things for His chosen ones. When He blesses abundantly. When He moves, He does it in a way that silences the doubters, confounds the enemy, and leaves no room for human explanation. And chosen one, that is exactly what is about to happen in your life. Expect it. Expect the unexpected. Expect doors to open that no one can shut. Expect favor in places where you were once rejected. Expect opportunities that seem too good to be true, because they are not just good, they are God-ordained. And as you step into this new chapter, know this. This is only the beginning. The God who is blessing you now will continue to walk with you. The favor you are stepping into is not temporary. It is the start of a divine journey that will unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. You were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were chosen. You were set apart. And now, the world is about to see what happens when God's favor rests upon one of His own. So walk with confidence. Hold your head high. Your miracle is not just coming. It is here. And when it happens, remember this moment. Remember that God never abandoned you, that He was working behind the scenes all along, that He had a plan that was far greater than anything you could have dreamed of. Chosen one, this is your time. God is about to surprise you. Are you ready? If this message spoke to you, if you feel this shift in your spirit, let me know in the comments. Share your thoughts, your testimony, your expectations. Because when we speak in faith, we activate the blessings that are already on their way. And if you are ready for what God is about to do, type, "I am ready," in the comments as a declaration of faith. Your breakthrough is here. Your miracle is now. Chosen one, get ready, because God is about to surprise you.